Welcome back to another video. Today we are at Miami Beach taking Poseidon Ferry. If that sounds familiar to you, it's because we've been on Poseidon Ferry before. This is actually their third attempt at creating some sort of water taxi that connects Miami Beach with downtown Miami. This time it's a little bit different. It's different in the sense that Miami Beach is subsidizing this ferry service. They're putting up $600,000 for a one-year pilot program. And the success of the ferry will be largely dependent on ridership. It has failed in the past due to low ridership numbers. So today we're gonna ride Poseidon Ferry on a Friday morning, the day after July 4th, to see if anybody's on board and see how the trip goes. The meetup point is where those blue poles right there are. There's a lady sitting right there, help out, answer any questions we may have. So far, I don't see anybody really waiting for the ferry. The time it takes to go from here to downtown Miami is quoted to be about 18 minutes. We will time it to see if it really is that. By the way, some connectivity options for when you do get off on the Miami Beach side. Just across the street over there, there is a trolley stop right over there and right over there. That would be the South Beach Loop. All right, we're waiting for a 9:30 departure. So you can see there's really nothing covering you from the elements over here. The sun is just beating down over there. Unfortunately, due to the angle of the sun in the morning, I have found some shade right on these stairs, but if it was like noon or anything beyond that, I'd be in the sun the entire time. I am tracking the boat right now. It is called Lil Diamond the Third, as you guys can see there. It stays north of the Venetian Islands. That's a good thing because if it were to go anywhere else, it would be at the mercy of drawbridges. Okay, looks like they're arriving on time. It is 9:29 and we can see the Poseidon Ferry pulling into the Maurice Gibb Memorial Park. Here you guys can see the size of the boat. It's pretty big. It's air conditioned at the bottom, open at the top, but it's all completely covered. So for some reason I thought they would be like over there somewhere where you can get there if you have a wheelchair or anything like that, but right now they're using these stairs here. I heard they will be installing a ramp at some point, but for now you've got to deal with the stairs, walk down this way and get on board the Poseidon Ferry. Thank you. We're officially on board. It does seem like the air conditioning isn't functioning.
Are you doing the round trip or are you getting off on the other side?
I'm just getting off on the other side.
Perfect. We'll be there in about 25 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Can I do cash? Or is it just card only right now? Oh, okay, I'll do card. That's fine. All right, so I just bought this for $2. They have fans running. I can tell that the air conditioning is not functioning. I mean, you can see the thing is not open. Let's go out here and talk a bit as we pull away from Miami Beach. So one thing to note, this is being subsidized by Miami Beach. They have put up $600,000 for the one-year pilot program. And because they're giving up money, Miami Beach residents have all of the benefits. So if you live in the city of Miami, which is the end point of where we're going, they don't really have a discount at all. Miami Beach residents until July 31st can ride for free. Afterwards, they will pay $5. The normal rate is $12. So if you live in Miami or you're a tourist, you will pay $12 each way, which can be pretty pricey depending on how often you use it. So let's talk a little bit about it as we sail along the waterway here. It is $6 if you're a senior citizen, $6 if you're a first responder or a military veteran or active duty. Children up to the age of 12 ride for free. The unique thing about this route is that it does not pass underneath any of those drawbridges along the Venetian Causeway, which is a plus. Otherwise, we'd have to wait for the schedule for them to open them. It stays north of the Venetian Causeway, kind of goes like this around the causeway into Miami without ever dealing with drawbridges. So that is a plus in terms of being on time. It was officially quoted to be 18 minutes. The lady on board told me 25 minutes. This is why we are timing it to see which is correct and which one is most accurate. We can see Aston Martin Residences right over here. It's the tall building on the left right there. You can see the new arches that they're building on the I-395 highway right over there. Tallest building in Florida is right over there. All right, so the downtown Miami skyline really comes to view as you're approaching the Venetian Marina, which is this one right over here. All right, looks like the time was spot on, 25 minutes. All right. Thank you. That was rough. We just got off Poseidon Ferry here at the Venetian Marina. As you guys heard, the ramp wasn't put properly. So when I got on one end, it went up. And then when I got down on the other side, it went down. Kind of created like a loud noise. But we did get off safely. So I don't know. It's a little weird stuff going on with that boat. But we're now here on the Miami side. So it took just over 25 minutes to get across the bay. Now something interesting I want to do, I'm going to show you the connections that you can do here in Miami, because there's a lot more than on the Miami Beach side. Really just a trolley over there. Miami, there's a lot of different modes of transportation connecting with just a short walk from where we are right now. So I want to mention that there is a bus that takes you across the Venetian Causeway. It follows a similar pickup point, route, everything. We're going to take it and we're going to time it. 25 minutes by ferry to come here, no drawbridges. The bus, it's $2.25 each way, and you might run into a drawbridge going up. But for $2.25, let's see if the time difference is huge. Because like I said, if you're not a resident or you don't fit any of the criteria, you're paying $12 each way on the ferry. Maybe you can save a lot of money and pay $2.25 just taking the bus. By the way, this is the MetroMover right here. So when you get off at the marina, which is just right over there, you get off on the northern side of it, go to the MetroMover and you can connect to various areas of downtown, different loops with the MetroMover. But if you go to Government Center Station, you can connect to the Metro Rail and go outside of downtown Miami. Or you can transfer to the Tri-Rail, which started service here a few months ago, actually December or January. You can see the MetroMover running above right now. It's an autonomous, free mode of transportation that you can connect once you get off the ferry. Aside from the MetroMover and the Metro Rail, you also have, like I mentioned, Tri-Rail and Brightline. So it's a more luxurious way to get around. You can take it from here all the way to Orlando. So you have a lot of connections over here. Over on the Miami Beach side, you really just have the South Beach loop of the trolley, which is a free bus. Takes you around South Beach, and then you can transfer to different loops if you want to continue to Mid Beach or North Beach. But of course, we are here for bus number 15. Which takes us to Lincoln Road. You don't even have to get off where I'm getting off. But I just want to time it, see an exact measurement between the ferry and the bus. All right, the bus got here about 9 minutes afterwards. We're now crossing over the Venetian Causeway. First drawbridge coming up. Looks like we're not gonna have to stop for it. It would be this one right over here. All right, I'm looking at the ridership reports for this route specifically, bus 15. And in April, they had an average weekday ridership of 494, placing them on 54th place out of all of the bus routes in Miami-Dade County. Number one would be 100, which also goes to Miami Beach, with 18,000 people on average every day. We're flying by all the bus stops because nobody's getting off or on. All right, so this is the exact marina where we started at. Oh, like a Cybertruck. This is where we picked up the Poseidon Ferry. Right at those docks over there. Thank you. All right, we just got off, and oh my goodness, what a difference. 9 minutes and 10 seconds. Granted, we did get off a stop late. There's a stop closer to where the marina is. This is honestly just around the block from it, but we could have cut that time a little bit less. Still 9 minutes compared to 25 minutes. Is excellent. And like I said, not a lot of people ride this route, so we were just flying through those bus stops. All right, it is hot, so I'm doing the outro here and giving you guys my thoughts inside of my air-conditioned car. It is bad out there. So as you guys saw, the time difference between the ferry and the bus, along with the price difference, is worth mentioning because the ferry will cost you 12 bucks. Again, if you don't meet the criteria of being a resident of Miami Beach, you will pay $12 each way that you go across the bay. The bus, $2.25 each way, and Miami-Dade has this thing in place where it caps out at like the price of one day, which is like 5 something. So you can ride it as many times as you want across, and you're still gonna pay that flat rate once you hit that amount that would equal a day. So that's also worth mentioning. So the ferry arrived on time, departed on time. I was the only person that got on board, and when I got off, there was nobody really getting back on. The onboard experience was what I remember. I mean, it looks pretty dated in there. Doesn't look sleek and fresh and new. It is the same boat that I was on a couple years ago, 2021, I think. So looking at my notes, the ferry runs from 7:30 a.m. and it departs from Miami Beach every hour. They have a shift change between 2 and 3 p.m. so there is no ferry service during that hour. And the last boat to Miami Beach is at 7 p.m. and it arrives here at 7:25 p.m. Now they did mention that for special events, like I said, this will go on for a year, so we will get into that busy period in winter time where we have Art Basel and all these festivals coming down here. So they did say even though it ends relatively early in the evening, they will be able to adjust the time based on high profile events and high impact events such as Art Basel. So we could see the ferry service, if it's popular enough, we could see it go on into like 9, 10 p.m., maybe even later. One important thing I didn't mention is that the lady on board said that they're looking to add signage. We saw there's no shade, there's also no signage. And the lady that helps you is kind of like on the other side of a bush. If you don't notice the blue poles that say Poseidon Ferry on them, really small letters, it'll be easy to miss. And that's also on the Miami side. There's nothing that says Poseidon Ferry. And they're gonna add that in the future. They should have done it. This thing got delayed so much. I mean, we're talking like maybe a month or two that they've been talking about starting it up, and it gets pushed back and it gets pushed back. So it's a little bit, I don't know, it just seems lazy that they haven't added any signage with all the time they had to implement this. Also, you can take your bicycle on the ferry, you can take your electric scooter on the ferry free of charge, which I think is really cool. So with that said, what did you guys think? Do you think it makes sense to add a ferry when there is already a bus that goes the same route and is a lot shorter in travel time? Or do you think it's just nice to be out on the water cruising by these millionaires' homes on Venetian islands and taking the waterway over to Miami or Miami Beach? I'm so curious to know what you guys think about it, because this literally depends on whether people are riding it or not. The money that comes from the city is there to help them, but beyond that one-year pilot program, if the ridership isn't there, it will die for a third time. So if you're a Miami Beach resident, I encourage you to at least try it because it's free. You're not losing out on anything. Really quick before I go, I know I've been rambling. This is a different pickup point than we saw a couple years ago. I actually like the old pickup point because it takes you out of South Beach. We are in South Beach technically. We're on the northern end of it in the Sunset Harbor neighborhood. But this was literally by 5th Street, like where the MacArthur Causeway is. Everything is there. You can walk over to the Ocean Drive area from there. It was perfect. Now we're up a little bit north in Sunset Harbor. It has such an epic view. You literally entered the mouth of the Miami River. You were so close to the downtown skyline. You can see the Brickell buildings on your left and downtown on the right, and you would just sail on through, and then you got off and explore the area there. You can go across the bridge to Brickell, or you can walk around the downtown area and also catch the MetroMover. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe. Again, let me know in the comments what you think about this, and I will catch you in the next video.